Hi there, today I'm going to introduce to you a brand new game from FallacyStudios called Weed Tycoon. So, when you enter the game, you're going to start off with a shop. Okay, so if you click on its icon, it'll load in. Now, this is your shop menu. This is the stuff that you have. You don't start off with anything, so what you're going to need to do is come over here to the buy menu and purchase a few strains. Okay, now you're able to price it over here. Price it whatever you want, but it's recommended you don't go too high based on the strain grade. You can go up to about 5 over, 5 under, whatever the median strain price range is. The higher you go above it, the less you'll sell, but the more you'll make. The lower you go, the more you'll sell, the less you'll make. So as you can see, every day you'll earn some money. Now, what you're going to want to do when you actually have the money to do so is come over here and purchase yourself a farm so you can grow your own strains. As you can see here, it has upkeep. Every other property you own has upkeep, other than the original shop you start with. This will charge you the amount of upkeep every 30 days. Now, this is how you start growing. These are the different grades. You unlock these as you purchase new things, such as if you buy a greenhouse, you'll unlock the next one, or fertilizer, it'll unlock the next one. But what you're going to want to do is start off with selecting the grade you want to grow, and then name it. Okay, now you've named it, and start growing. Now as you can see, it's changed. Its tile's changed compared to the others. It'll continue to change throughout its growing stages until it's ready to be harvested. One thing you're going to want to keep in mind is when you get close to winter, you're going to lose your farms if they're not protected by a greenhouse. The winter cold will wipe out your farms, so when it gets close to winter, you may want to consider purchasing a greenhouse. It also costs upkeep. Okay, now it's protected, so when the winter comes along, you're not going to lose your farm. One thing you're going to want to keep in mind is up here it'll display your total upkeep. That's the full amount you'll pay, and they all happen at varying times. It's based on when you purchased your property. So my best recommendation is to not drop below this amount when spending. That way you don't ever actually have to worry about it. If you do drop below it, you may end up losing the game. One other thing you're going to want to do is maybe purchase a warehouse later on down the road. Now what warehouses allow you to do is you can store your strains, because shops can only hold so much, and when you store them here, it holds a lot more. Another thing you can do is, it'll pop up here when you actually have a strain, is you can distribute. So when you distribute, it sells it at bulk prices, so you'll lose some money, but it'll sell it at a far faster rate and you'll make a lot more quicker. So it's great if you need money quick. These are factories. Factories, you'll be able to import strains from your warehouse. What you'll do is when your farm finishes growing, you'll transfer the weed from there into your warehouse, and then you can pull it from your warehouse into your factory. Or if you really want to, you can transfer it straight from your farm. One thing you're going to be able to do here is you're going to be able to make joint packs. Joint packs will sell for a lot more than the strain's worth. It also uses quite a bit to make it, but in the long run you start making a lot more off of your strains. So some of the updates that we're working on is we're working to reduce the load times. The game engine needs some modifications, and we've been working on that. Another thing that we plan on doing is expanding these maps. This map's rather small, and we would like to grow it 2 to 3 times the size. Some more things we're working on is adding additional maps. These additional maps are probably going to include things like scoring, so you'll actually be able to be scored on different maps, get different ranks as far as being a tycoon. Some other things that are going to be happening would be we're going to add new distribution systems, such as you'll be able to have a delivery service that goes around and delivers it, so that earns you more money. You'll also be able to own a bakery, which will produce brownies and etc. And cafes eventually as well. Now, if you don't want to hear any tips or tricks, I'd recommend you turn this off now But for those of you who are interested in some tips and tricks, I'm going to go ahead and fill you in on a few little details. So what I would recommend is in your shop, when you get into the winter time, especially if you don't have a farm, it may be better to price your strains a bit on the higher side, because you won't sell it quite as fast, but you'll actually make more, and you'll have time to wait anyways as winter goes past. So that's just one recommendation. Another thing to keep in mind is the different strain grades. This strain over here would be considered grade E. They're not high quality at all, and your price range, the medium price range, or rather the key price point for it, is about $5. You can go give or take $5 either way on each of these strain types. So you can go up to about 10 and you'll still sell. It'll sell slow, but it still sells. If you go up to 11, it'll stop selling because you can no longer make it because no one wants to purchase it at that price. When you get some grade D sells for the medium price point of 10, grade C 15, B 20, and A 25. On all of them you can give or take 5 and you'll still sell. The lower you go, so if you're at grade A and its medium price point is 25, if you go down to 19, it'll continue selling at the same rate as it did at 20, but you're obviously making less money. Some other tricks would be if you buy a warehouse, now this is key, your farm finishes growing, you'll be able to transfer it straight into your shop, but you're only able to transfer it into one shop. If you own a warehouse, you can transfer it into your warehouse, and then you can transfer it to multiple shops. That way you can spread it out and diversify. It allows you to sell it for different prices, and you can sell more faster. Those are just some simple tricks. I hope you will consider buying the game. Every purchase most certainly goes right back into developing it further and getting these updates I've already talked about. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.